Now that we've created our individual puzzle cube parts, we went through creating two different ones in the previous videos, and then you need to use that information to finish up the rest of your puzzle cube parts. We need to go in and create our actual drawing files for each of those parts. Now you've actually done this already in your hand drawings, and if you look on the screen here, we have an example of the green part that we showed in the first video, and the appropriate hand drawing with front, top, right view, and then our shaded ISO in the top right hand side. And then you also should have included dimensions in your hand sketches as well. So what we're going to do is take that part file that we already created, and instead of hand drawing all these views, we're going to use Inventor to create the drawing and place these views and then add dimensions to them. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and minimize my drawing here, and the first thing I'm going to do is going to open up a new drawing file. Now we don't want to go over here and click on this new drawing because we actually have a template that has been created for our course. So if you go up to the iPro button and over to New and hit the arrow next to New here, you'll see this option that says Create a File from the List of Templates. If you click on that, you'll be brought up with this new window, and then down here under Drawing, there's Standard DWG and Standard IDW. You want to select this BCHS Engineering Technology Drawing Template.IDW. When you double click on that, you may get this error message here. If you do, just go ahead and hit skip, and it's going to prompt you to enter your information. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my name, and then I'm going to arrow down. If you use the down arrow, you can arrow down. The tab key doesn't work there, and I'm just going to put in period 1, and then I'm going to use the arrow key down, and I'm going to call this puzzle cube. And once I have that information put in, I'm going to hit OK. And you also may get this style error here. If you get that, just hit OK. And it's going to pull up a new drawing file using our engineering and technology template here. And if you notice, your name is down here under the drawn by section, your title is here, puzzle cube that you inputted, and your period is down here as well. And then the rest of the information in this autofills. So the first thing we're going to do, since we have 5 puzzle cube pieces, is we don't want to create them all in separate files, separate drawing files. We actually want to create them excuse me, all in the same file. So you'll notice over here on the left hand side we have where it says sheet 1, and in order to put all of these in the same drawing file, we're going to have to create 5 total sheets, 1 for each of our puzzle cube parts. So if you come over here to the browser, and you can right click, and there'll be an option for a new sheet. And once again, every time it's going to prompt you to put in your information. So we'll go through doing that. Puzzle cube. I'm going to go ahead and select that and copy it so I don't have to type it on the next one. And you'll notice the second sheet pulls up, so we'll go ahead and do that again. So we have a total of 5 different sheets. Okay. Right click again. Paste that in, and then one final time. Paste that title in one more time. And now what you need to do is go through and rename each of your sheets the appropriate puzzle cube part. Now what you'll notice is 4 of the 5 are gray and 1 is white. The one that is white is the currently selected one, so if I want to go back to sheet 1, I can come over here and double click on that, and it'll make that the active sheet. So in order to rename these, you can either slow click on each one, and you can go in, and I'm going to call this one green, and then click off. Or you can right click on the sheet title, go down to edit sheet, and then type the name under this box here. So the second one, I'm going to make my orange part. Now what you also notice here is that this sheet is size A, which is 8.5 by 11. So if we want to print it out on our printer in the classroom, we can do so. We have other sizes we may use for different projects. So if I wanted to try size D, what you'll notice is under height that's 22 inches by 34 inches. So these are much larger for use on plotters and for doing large displays and things like that. For what we're doing for this project, we're going to keep everything in size A. And once you have that, you go hit OK. So for the rest of these, it's a little quicker just to do a slow click generally. So I'll do that, and I'll name that my, let's go with blue part. And I'll name this my purple part. Make that the active sheet and slow click. And I'll make that my red part. Now I'm going to go back up and make my green sheet the active sheet by double clicking on it. And I'm going to go ahead and place my views for my green part. So in order to do that, you're going to go up to the ribbon to the base command up here. And in order to select your document, you're going to click on this magnifying glass that says Open Existing File. And you're going to navigate to wherever your files are. For me, they're in my IED folder, in my Puzzle Cube project, and I also create another folder in that called Inventor Files. Yours can be directly in the Puzzle Cube project if you wish. And I'm going to scroll down here and select my green part. And you'll notice that it shows up over here and it actually has our view cube. We can hover over this and click and drag. This is our front view, and that's the one we want to come in first. You'll notice it says front here. If your part is not created correctly with the correct front view, this will come in incorrect. So if this is not your correct front view, you need to open your part and fix the views and make sure that your front view is correct. And what you'll also notice is this front view matches my front view on this paper here on my hand drawings as well. So I've placed that front view, and without clicking anything, or without exiting or hitting OK or clicking anything, if I hover over, you'll notice that little outline, dotted outline there. That's going to be my top view, which is directly above, so I can just click there to create the top view. Then I can move my cursor over here to the right, and this is a left click to create my right view. And then if I move my cursor up angled from that front view and do another left click, I can create my ISO view. Once you've placed all the views you wish to have, you need to right click and hit OK, and it'll place all your views. Since the front, top, and the right view are all connected to one another, if I click, and you'll notice if I move, I can get this dotted line here for each of the views. If I click and hold, left click and hold, I can drag this around and place these views anywhere I want. And this is important to make sure that you have enough room to add your dimensions later on. And then I can also move my ISO around as well. If I happen to have a view missing, so if I click on this and I just want to delete that, and I place these and then either put this wrong or accidentally delete it or something like that, what I can do is I can click this projected button, select this front view, and then it'll allow me to add that view back, and right click and create, and this view will still be linked to that front one, so it's just like I placed it initially. And then the last thing you need to do before starting to do dimensions is shade your ISO to make sure it's the right color. So if I move my cursor until I can see this outline, this red dotted outline, and double click, it's going to bring this drawing view window up again, and right under style here, this far right option is shaded. And if we select that and hit OK, it's going to add the color that we created from our original IPT file. Now what's really nice about this is if you mess up this front view, I can actually go back and open my IPT file after I've created this, edit it and save it, and this will automatically update with any changes you make to the original IPT file. So if you notice that when you get here, you notice that this side is too big, and you go back and edit the sketch in your original IPT file to fix it, this drawing will auto update and update your graphics and any dimensions that you've added from there.